I thought it'd be interesting to do a video showing how I model trucks. This is something that I've done for quite a few people. Designing a truck in 3D before someone builds it or does a paint job. I can do literally anything on this, any visor, bumper, literally anything at all. I can very easily do paint jobs. And so I've done this one for how I would like to do the truck. Now this is not the paint job that I'm going to go with. This is just one of the examples that I have. The only real difference between this and what I would like to do to the truck is I made this one a long hood just for fun. I'll probably modify this as I go. I'm pretty certain that I have everything I want. I really want to do this pleated stainless back end. I think that's 11 pleats tall. The way I have it there, I think that looks really cool. Here's another one I did to look like the 379 that we have on the farm. I'll just tweak it a bit so it looks like paint. So once I have the actual truck model set up, I can very easily swap between paint jobs. And then when I have it set up the way that I like, I can switch to an actual render of it. And it puts out an image like this. If I want to change paint jobs at this point, it's very easy to do. So if I want that one, I can just swap it like that. And paint jobs I can make very easily in paint.net. So anyway, let's go back to... Well, I can show you this one too. This is the 359 stand-up version. Although I want to change this one so it matches the 87, so we can go off of this to play around with paint jobs. Of course, the 87 is gonna stay blue, so I can go like that and mess around with stripes all I want. And I can do whatever truck, whatever trailer. I've done Western Stars, canvas, all that mess. But anyway, I want to show you the version of my truck, and I want to go through a couple paint jobs here. I haven't decided on what paint job I want to do, so I figured I would make a video and show you. This is one that I really like. Just a very basic design. I've put the number down here where I think I would like it to go because I don't really want to put that number on a vinyl stripe. Of course, the truck is going to be painted solid color and then have the stripes added as a vinyl. So putting the number down here is the best place for it in this case. Now I did a version of this that I really like, in this kind of a turquoise or teal. I'm not sure what the exact name for it is, but I think this looks really sharp. I switched that to the painted frame. I think it still looks pretty good. Now this weekend we went through the Tackleberry show, the private tour at Athens, Ontario, and I saw a paint job there on an old Brockway that I really liked the colors of, and I can't really get them exact to how they were, and I'm sure some people are going to hate this, but this is kind of the colors that it had. It's hard to duplicate on the computer, but that in a real shiny metallic looked amazing on the Brockway. I'll put a picture of that in here too. The bonus to going with this color is I could repaint the interior with brown and not have to worry about overspray on the rest of the truck, because the inside of the doors and everything is brown to match the interior, and then you have to mask all that off to match your exterior colors. That's a better idea of how it might look. So this is another more old school design. I'm not convinced that this is the right place to have the crossover for the stripes, but I kind of dig that design. I was more leaning towards this one in a green because the truck originally was green. I thought I could make it match fairly simply. And we'll give this a render. This one's a little bit interesting. I don't have it mapped on the truck quite right. You can see white here, which I would not have. But it would be interesting to do orange, but in an old school way, so it doesn't look like not like it's trying to be a hot rod orange, but an old school version in those colors would be pretty unique. You can see, especially if it was a really dark metallic in the orange, it would really pop. But I really don't want to do a paint job that gives the impression that the truck's been monkeyed with. And this one is a dark purple with that white stripe as well. This is another brown scheme I thought about doing with just white stripes instead. Again, I'm not sure on the placement of those stripes. I'd have to play around with that a little bit more. This is the same but with a different color brown in the stripes. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't do that. I don't think it looks quite right. Black with a white and purple stripe, I just did that for anyhow. It really isn't my style. This is one that I had shown on the channel a while ago in one of the community posts when I had showed the stainless back end on the bunk. It's kind of cool the way those two colors could go together. I'm liking that a lot better with the painted frame. My personal preference has always been I like red or burgundy trucks, so that makes me biased a little bit. So that takes me back to this one, which I'm either gonna do this or this. This one's a lot riskier because you wouldn't want it to come out wrong. Although with a vinyl wrap you can mess around with the colors, and if you have to change them, you can change them. Because as long as there wasn't another color laid on the truck as paint, it'd be pretty easy just to do a sample or a test strip and then match the colors up from there. So anyway, I thought it'd be interesting to show people how I do these model trucks. Like I said, I've done a ton of them for friends, and I've been playing around with this stuff for a long time. There's really nothing I can't do on a truck from here. It's just basic 3D modeling stuff. It's all just mesh like this, right? So if anyone has any ideas, it's very easy for me to try different things out. It only takes a couple seconds to make any changes to any of this stuff. I still have a lot of time before I have to make up my mind for sure, so I'll be back at these tweaking them, but this is what I have in mind so far. So thanks for watching.